Welcome to the first session of my 12-week prehab series. Now, I've put this together because I see so many clients, women over 40 like me, dealing with things like frozen shoulder or poor shoulder mobility, sciatica, knee pain, lower back niggles, sore wrists and forearms, and also tennis elbow. These little aches and pains can make exercise feel way harder than it needs to be and can often put you off doing it completely. So over the next 12 weeks, we are going to focus on strengthening and mobilising all these areas. Each session is going to be nice and short, and the goal is simple: to reduce pain and help you move with confidence, so you can build stronger, more resilient joints, and you can keep training and feeling your best. So all you really need today is a mat or something comfortable to lie on. If you've got one, a long loop resistance band like this, but you could equally use some leggings or an old kind of jumper or hoodie. And again, if you've got one, you could also use a light dumbbell. But again, equally, you could either perform the exercises we're going to do body weight, or even with things like a couple of tins or some light water bottles. So let's get into it. We are going to start nice and simple, coming down to the floor. And we're basically going to do about 8 repetitions of each exercise. So you can really keep it nice and simple, and it's easy to remember and do over again. So this is my idea with these routines. I'm going to keep them short and simple. So once you've done them a few times, you won't even need the video anymore. You can literally just kind of do them in front of the telly, and it's just something that you do almost like muscle memory. You just work through them, and you can do them kind of anytime, any place, anywhere. So our first exercise is a cat-cow. So you're just going to come into a nice neutral tabletop position. Take a nice deep breath in as you really round your back up to the ceiling. We're going to hold in that top position for a count of 1, 2, 3, and then you exhale. Let your chest drop down towards the mat and really arch that back. Lift the chest and the chin towards the wall or whatever is opposite you. Breathe in again. And hold and exhale. So that's already 2. We're just going to go for 6 more and hold for a couple of seconds. And last few, nice deep breath in. Really push the hands away from you. Push your back up to the ceiling. Exhale. And let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Back to center. Now, we're going to stay in this position on your mat, and you're just going to sit back on to your heels. We're going to start spread. Take our arms straight out in front of us. Start with this left arm out, nice and straight. So it's straight out in front of me. Our other hand, so our right fingers, are going to come just up to your ear, and we're going to rotate round and up, and then bring the elbow back down. So what we want to avoid doing is kind of using the lower back here and the turning at the hips. We really want to use the thoracic part of our upper body here. So we're opening up the rib cage there and really using our thoracic spine. So we're going to go for 8. So 8, and nice exhale as you stretch round. 7, use that breath. 'Nice deep breath in there. 'Really opening from the chest. Last few. And last one. Take it back to center so we can have a nice little stretch there in our child's pose position. Then you're going to just repeat on the other side. So bring those fingers to the ear there, and take a nice deep breath in and open. Again, really opening up from the chest, not from the hips. Breathe in and come down. 7 more. Last few. And just take a breath for a moment. So next up, we're going to come to our feet. This is where we're going to use that band if you've got one. Now you can either stay kneeling to do this, or you can stand up, totally up to you. If you want to just do this kind of sitting down, either taking your leggings, your hoodie, whatever you have, slide your hands out, start quite wide. We're going to keep the arms extended, but they don't need to be locked. We're going to keep the band chest height. So whether you're sitting or standing, you're going to keep that band chest height, and we're going to do pull apart. So you're pulling your shoulder blades back and together. You really want to be focusing on retracting your shoulder blades there. So pulling your shoulder blades together, feeling that nice squeeze. So if you think you can go a little bit harder, you can take your hands slightly closer together, and then you're going to get a bit more of a squeeze. So nice deep breath in here and squeeze. Let's do 6 more. That's it. Use your breath as well. Make sure your arms don't end up traveling too high. Like I said, they want to be by your chest there. We want to be working those shoulders. 4 more. Nice and strong through the core as well. Last few. And then take that down. So next up, we're going to do wall or floor slides. So you can either lean against a wall here, in which case, if you're leaning against the wall, you want to make sure that you're not arching like this. You want your back to be flat against the wall. And all we're going to try and do is keep out either against the wall, so flat against the wall, or against the floor, and we're going to make like a W shape as we pull the arms down. Now, don't worry if your arms aren't actually flat on the floor or the wall. That is basically what we are working towards. So I'm going to do it lying down on the floor. So you'd have your knees bent. Just make sure your spine is pushed into the floor or the wall if you're doing it on the wall. The arms are going to come as flat to the floor or the wall as you can get them. Now, if you're struggling a little bit, you can start with your hands in a neutral, palms in a neutral position. So palms facing inwards. So your thumbs will be either against the floor or the wall. And then when your mobility starts to improve a little bit, you can flatten the hands down. So take a nice deep breath in, reach up, make that W. Bring the arms down, trying to keep them as flat as you can against the floor or the wall. So let's go for 7 more. Push the spine into the back, into the wall, or the floor. And exhale as you pull down. 5 more. 3. Last few. Slowly coming up to standing again. Now, this is where we're going to use that band again. Or if you've got a light weight, you could use that. Or you can just do this body weight to begin with. So we're going to do external rotation. So you're going to basically come into a bit of a robot stance with your arms at 90 degrees. So you can clench your fists here, even if you've got nothing to hold on to. And you're just going to squeeze the arms outwards, trying to keep the elbows nice and tucked into your body. So just coming round as far as you can. So what we ideally want is something that can give us a little bit of resistance to work against. So if you have got a long loop resistance band and like a a bar that you can loop it round, you can take it round like so. So you're going to keep it chest height, loop your band around. You're going to come out so you've got a little bit of tension in that band, and you're sideways on, and we're going to take the arm out and in, out and in. So we could be doing 8 one side like this. Otherwise, you're just doing it body weight or with light weights, and we're going to do 16 like that. So if you carry, I'm going to carry on with my band so you can see that. Take it out and in, out and in. Again, you could be doing this with leggings. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So obviously the further you come out with your band, the harder that resistance will be. So you can work towards adding more resistance. So you can see me, I'm going to do it this way, but with my weight. So if you're doing it weighted, I would just suggest a really light dumbbell. This is a 3 kg dumbbell, but you could go slightly lighter to begin with, or like I said, even water, some bottles of water. And again, we're just focusing on getting that nice rotation outwards and really controlling it. So you're exhaling on the hard part, which is that rotation. If at any point doing any of these exercises you feel any sharp pain, I would strongly encourage you to stop and obviously consult with a physio. These are meant to be like, is meant to be like a prehab routine. Let's do a few more on that side, that you can do to help you avoid issues. But if you have got existing issues and none of this feels good, then you absolutely must talk to a physio. So those are our external rotations. So that's working on enabling you to better turn your shoulder outwards, because obviously in everyday movement we want to have full mobility. We want to be able to go like this, we want to come this way, we want to have our full, what we call, range of motion. The next one is also a really nice one. So we're going to grab our band again, or our tights, or our leggings, or whatever we happen to have to hand, and we are going to do some shoulder dislocates. But obviously we don't want to actually dislocate our shoulder. So again, you could start with this one, body weight. So the movement is you're basically just making an arm circle round and back, round and back. But what that band is doing is adding, again, a little bit of resistance. So again, start quite wide to see how it feels. The aim is to come all the way around. So we're starting from the front, coming all the way around to the back. Now again, don't worry, I see lots of people struggle at this point and they can't come round anymore. So don't force it, don't push through pain. It's normal to feel a little bit of nice tension. So we're going to keep going like that. 6 more. Again, if it's not feeling good, you could just get rid of the band and just focus on going through the movement and stretching into it as far as you can at the moment. And the more you do this, you'll gradually be able to progress to your band. You'll then be able to start working your hands in a little bit closer so you can really get a good stretch there. Ooh, that was a really good stretch for me. So I've got my hands quite close together there, but obviously I've been training for a while. So I have got, hopefully, really good, quite good mobility at this point. So I'm just going to do a couple more. I'm sure that's definitely 8 that I've done now. So let's just do 1 more. This is really nice to do a couple of times a day as well if you work at a desk. So that is your shoulder dislocates. Next exercise, we're going to do some scapular push-ups. Now, don't be intimidated. It sounds kind of worse than it is. It is quite a hard one to kind of get the hang of. But what we are essentially doing is we're going to come into a modified press-up position. And what you're looking to do is retract your shoulders down. So pull your shoulders back and together, squeezing them together by letting your chest drop towards the floor. And then you're going to push the floor away, really arching your back. So you're basically doing this motion. So if you don't feel comfortable doing it on the floor, you could just do it from here. You could hold on to a door frame as well to arch and then get a bit of push. But to do it in the sort of press up position, we can come down, even start in your box position here. Just make sure your shoulders are directly over your hands. We can also do it on an incline position. So that is a good one to start in. You can just grab a chair, get yourself a little bit of an incline. Coming away here, come from your knees, so you can pull the shoulders back and together, and then push away from you. So you're retracting the shoulders, letting the chest drop forward, but without your hips dropping. So you're staying nice and strong through your body. The whole movement is coming from your shoulder blades. You're really engaging those shoulder blades and working that shoulder joint, just going nice and slow. So I'm going to do 5 more there. And so breathe in as you let yourself come down. That's it. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is it. That is your scapular push-up, which you can gradually progress by coming closer and closer to the floor and eventually doing from a full press-up position. Now this, in the full press-up position, is going to look like this. So you'll drop the shoulders down and press them away. And that really is a fantastic exercise for strengthening that shoulder joint. So let's start coming down to the floor again now. And we're going to finish up with a lying down supine twist, and then some nice little back and chest stretches. Now, you can either just go through this workout once, so I'm going to finish up the video there, but what I would suggest is that you do a second round. So you just repeat those exercises again. So you just do 2 rounds, but you can absolutely just do 1 round if you are short on time. So we're going to take it down to our mat. So I would do this exercise, and then if you're going to do your second round, go back to the beginning, come back to this, and then we'll finish up with the very last exercise. So we're going to bring one knee into our chest. You're going to take it over to the opposite side, so all the way down to the floor if you can, or just as far as is comfortable for you. Take the arms out so you're in there in like a cross T position, and just let your gaze fall to that opposite shoulder. So if you want to take the hand onto the knee there and just push that knee gently towards the floor, you can. And nice deep breaths. Just holding for a few more counts. Bring it back to center. Take the other knee into the chest now. So I'm going to move my weight out of the way. Drop that knee down to the side. Again, arms come out into that T position. Look over that opposite shoulder. And then if you wish, take the hand onto that knee, just pressing it slightly lower down to the floor. Just feeling hopefully a nice, pleasant stretch in the back as you twist around and just hold nice deep breaths. Relax into it. On every exhale, just see if you can sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Now from here, this is also a really good one, but you can start gently with this. We're actually just going to do some little rocks up and down. So once you get into it, this is quite a nice fun one. This is really, really good for loosening up those back muscles, which can also get a little bit tight. So we're just going to do 6 more gentle rocks. So you're aiming to come up, rock back just till the base of your head almost reaches the floor. Last few. Then when you do the last one, you can see if you can stand straight up. Otherwise, you can help yourself with your hands. The last one. See if you can come all the way up to standing. If you do need a little help, a little push with your hands, the first few times, that is totally fine. So now we're up on our feet again, ready to do our second round. Or you can just finish up with me now, coming down to the floor and finishing as I do with lots of our cool downs with a really nice chest and back stretch. So just sitting up nice and straight, take the hands out in front of you, make sure the shoulders are nice and drop down, so don't want to be hunched up like this. And nice deep breath in and drop the gaze to the floor. You should feel a really nice stretch all here now, just stretching out. the upper back, and the neck. Nice deep breaths. Close your eyes if you like. Take the arms all the way around the back. Now, either if your flexibility, mobility only allows you to come here for now, just having a really nice stretch there. If you can, interlace those fingers, lift the arms up as high as you can, really stretching out the chest, taking the gaze upwards towards the sky, the ceiling, wherever you are, and hold. Nice deep breaths. And then let's finish with a nice deep breath in and exhale. One last time, inhale and exhale. Well done. I really hope you can feel the benefit from that, even just from one session. And if you build this into your routine, even if you do this on your rest days, you strap it on as a kind of pre-warm-up activity, just doing it, fitting it in whenever you can, I guarantee you're going to start to feel the benefits. I will see you in the